The film begins by showing a group of bad guys captured a French reporter and took him to a cave. So when they got there, they locked him up. But surprise, the reporter wasn't just any reporter. His name was Adam Franco, and he was actually a tough secret agent pretending to be a journalist. His mission is to save another reporter named Sonia. Not long after, one of the bad guys brought water to Adam's cell. But Adam was fast. He took out that guy with just one move. He also managed to stop two other bad guys. This caused a lot of trouble in the cave. At the end of it all, Adam defeated all the bad guys. But there's a twist. Adam wasn't just there to save Sonia. He was also there to stop her. So, without thinking twice, Adam did what he had to do. With his mission done, he took a moment to relax. At the same time, France was in a panic because of some bomb attacks. Marc Hannet, the guy in charge of safety in France, found out that the person behind these attacks was Mokhtar al-Tayeb, a powerful man from Sudan. Mokhtar was friends with Victor Pastor, a big mafia boss in France. In that moment, Marc Hannet knew he needed to act fast, so he asked his assistant, Kruger, to handle it, and Kruger's best man for the job is Adam Franco. Now Adam was far away in Tunisia. While having his meal, he saw on TV that Sonia was missing. After a while, he got the call to come back to France. He quickly flew back. In France, he went to his apartment and met Kruger. There, they talked about what Adam needed to do. Kruger gave Adam some papers about Mokhtar and Victor. The main person Adam needed to find was Mokhtar, and as for Victor, he was going to be used to get to Mokhtar. The story was that Victor and Mokhtar had been buddies since they were involved in some illegal business. And Adam's first task is to pretend to be a new worker at Victor's place. He needed to find out where Mokhtar was hiding, and he wouldn't be alone. Kruger sent two agents, Cisco and Mona, to help Adam from the outside. After understanding the plan from Kruger, Adam got started on his mission. The next day, Adam started working at Victor's place. There was another new guy named Karim. Youssef, who was close to Victor, welcomed them. There he gave Adam and Karim a quick tour and told them about the place. Youssef also introduced them to Manu, JB, and Bogdan, who worked closely with Victor and did whatever he asked. While all this was happening, Victor was in a different room getting some medical treatment, but he stopped it when Jacques walked in. Jacques, who worked for Victor, wanted some time off because he needed to look after his kid. To fill in for him, he suggested Adam. At that time, Victor felt sorry for Jacques and said yes. On the other hand, Adam was watching all this from a distance. Soon after, Manu came over and asked why Jacques picked Adam for the job. Adam said Victor needed protection. This made Bogdan, Victor's bodyguard, pretty mad. Then they argued and things got heated. But Adam quickly took down Bogdan. Victor heard the noise and wasn't happy. He scolded Adam and then told another guy, Pee-wee, to put Adam to work. Elsewhere, Jacques got home, but as soon as he did, Cisco pointed a gun at him. At that time, Mona held hostage Jacques' kid. The reason was because Kruger wanted Adam to get inside Victor's place without any problems. To make sure nobody knew what they did, Cisco and Mona gave Jacques and his kid something to make them sleep and hid them away. After making sure Jacques and his son were safe, Mona and Cisco went to their car. Their job was to watch what Victor and Mokhtar were doing. Soon after, they got a call, listened in, and realized it was Mokhtar calling Victor. Now, Mokhtar had come to France. People were scared just seeing him walk by. Nobody knew where he was hiding. In his secret spot, he was planning something big with a helper. On the other hand, Adam was now working with Pee-wee. At that time, they were sent to get some building plans from a banker. These plans were for robbing a bank. Pee-wee seemed nervous talking to the banker, so Adam stepped in. He got tough with the banker, even hurting him a bit. Scared, the banker quickly gave them the plans. Because things went well, Pee-wee took Adam to a club for a drink. Turns out, this club was owned by Victor's wife, Natalia. While Adam and Pee-wee were inside, there was trouble outside. Some guys from Ahmet, who didn't like Victor, were causing problems. Soon after, Adam and Pee-wee went out to help. And unfortunately, this caused more issues between Natalia and Victor. They argued so much that it upset their son, Jonathan. Later, Adam was supposed to take Jonathan to school, but Helene, Victor's older daughter, stepped in. She didn't like her dad's way of life and decided to take Jonathan with her. So Adam just went to rest in his apartment, but then he got a call from Victor. Shortly after, Adam did something sneaky before he went inside his house. There, he put a tracker on one of Victor's cars. When Adam and Victor met up in a room, Victor looked super surprised to see him. But Victor seemed pleased and thanked Adam for doing a good job. Because of this, Victor asked Youssef to find out more about Adam's past. What they discovered was pretty shocking. Turns out, when Adam was just 15, he killed someone from the council. That's because this council member had hurt Adam's younger brother really badly. At that time, Victor thought Adam was pretty tough, so instead of just letting him be a driver, he made him a part of his group. Adam said he wanted to be Victor's personal bodyguard, but Victor had other plans. Victor wanted him to watch over a club for a bit, and also to be a bodyguard for Jonathan. Soon after, Adam went to pick up Jonathan from school one day and saw that he was being picked on by a bully. Not long after, he stepped in, giving the bully a little flick on the nose. But even after helping Jonathan, Helene, who didn't trust Adam at all, she forcefully took her sister away from the scene. When she was getting some stuff from the car, she stumbled upon a file about Adam. She sneakily took it and was shocked to learn about Adam's dark past, especially how he had started killing at such a young age because of what happened to his younger brother. On the other hand, Adam now is at the club, just chilling and smoking. But then he spots Natalia, and there she's talking to Ahmet's crew. Meanwhile, Mokhtar now is having this really sad dream about how his wife died. It's even worse because Markinet accused him of being a terrorist, and if that wasn't bad enough, his little daughter got shot and passed out. Since all that happened, Mokhtar's become a pretty scary guy. He's super mad at Markinet and the whole French government. When he wakes up from that heavy dream, he starts praying. And then, surprise, Pee-wee shows up. Turns out, he's Mokhtar's cousin. So, Mokhtar thinks it's a good time to talk about some plans they have in mind. The next day, Natalia's throwing a birthday bash for Jonathan, but she's super busy. It's kind of a bummer because Jonathan's feeling a bit left out. But here comes Adam, right on time, with a cool gift. He got Jonathan a punching bag, hoping it'll help him stand up to bullies. Later in the day, Pee-wee comes up with this wild idea. He wants Adam to help him pull off a heist, but before diving into that, Adam sneaks into Victor's room to plant a listening device. To keep things low-key, he gets Jonathan involved in a game of hide and seek, but Adam gets a bit paranoid and takes out one of the devices just to be safe. Then Victor gets on a call with Mokhtar, hinting that the heist is about to happen, and some of the cash will go to terrorists. Now, Cisco and Mona, from somewhere else, decide to tail Victor's gang. And before you know it, Pee-wee and his crew storm into a bank. And as for Adam, he's outside, keeping an eye on their getaway car. After the robbery, the crew headed straight back to Victor's place. But things got messy when they ran into some of Ahmet's guys. At that time, Cisco didn't waste any time and jumped in to help Adam and the team, shooting at Ahmet's crew. In that moment, Adam and his friends had no choice but to get involved in the shootout. Good thing Adam's shooting was on point and they managed to handle the situation. Meanwhile, Kruger's having a tough time because of Markinet. Feeling the pressure, Kruger decides he's going to deal with Mokhtar once and for all. Back at Victor's, everyone's sharing the money they got from the heist. There, Pee-wee gets a cut to help out Mokhtar. Seeing this, Adam's pretty sure that Pee-wee's got ties to the terrorists. But before he can act on this hunch, he bumps into Natalia. Soon after, Adam quickly tells Jonathan they need to get out of there. He's worried Victor might soon find out Natalia had teamed up with Ahmet to try and mess up the heist. And while Adam's busy tailing Pee-wee, Natalia gets a call from Ahmet. Turns out, Ahmet's pretty mad at her and has kidnapped Jonathan and roughed up Helene. They want the robbery money from Natalia if she wants to see her son safe. But when she goes to Victor to ask for the cash, he's having none of it. Hearing that, Natalia gets really upset, thinking Victor doesn't care about Jonathan since he's not his real son. At the same time, Helene doesn't waste any time. She knows Adam will help, so she gives him a call. Adam, being the hero, ditches his mission and gears up to save Jonathan. He even grabs some weapons from Cisco to storm Ahmet's place. In that moment, Cisco's got his own job, waiting for Mokhtar to show up. But here's the twist. As Adam's on his mission, Cisco spots Mokhtar leaving a spot looking all worn out from gaming. There, Cisco tries to tail him, but ends up getting killed by Pee-wee, who's protecting his family. Meanwhile, Adam made it to Ahmet's base, but it was like a fortress. So he got crafty and dressed up like someone who's there to buy some illegal stuff. After getting inside, he put on an act, pretending to shop for some magic powder. Then he took out a guard and made his way to Ahmet's place, taking out his henchmen as he went along. But of course, gunshots are loud. Loads of other bad guys heard him and came running. Adam had to fight his way out, and he did so brutally. Even though he got shot in the chaos, he didn't let that slow him down. He powered through, beat Ahmet, and rescued Jonathan. Once they got back home, the day caught up with Adam. He passed out and had this dream about the past when Kruger recruited him to be a spy. This dream gave him a little pep talk, and he woke up all pumped and ready to finish what he started. At that time, Helene tried to get him to chill and rest, but Adam doesn't want. The next day, Mokhtar was chilling outside Marconette's house, trying to scare him with some mysterious envelope. Meanwhile, Adam went to that spot where Mokhtar was gaming earlier. There, he checked out the security footage and saw Mokhtar leaving. Connecting the dots, he figured that Mokhtar probably did something to Cisco since he couldn't reach him. Adam got super mad at himself for letting Mokhtar slip away. Out of nowhere, the police show up because someone reported something. But Adam just gave them a secret code and they backed off. Little did he know, it was Youssef who called the cops. Now Youssef was even more convinced that Adam was up to some undercover stuff. Back at his apartment, Adam got a surprise visit from Helene. She looked super stressed because Adam's injury was getting bad. So she came over with some meds to help him out. While she's taking care of him, Mona's getting antsy because she can't reach any of her friends. Then she overhears Youssef and Manu talking. They're saying Victor's figured out his wife's up to no good. And if that's not bad enough, Youssef's rallying his crew to take out Adam. The following day, Marconette rings up Kruger, saying Mokhtar's got these old papers from back when they were buddies. If these papers go public, both Marconette and Kruger are in deep trouble. Meanwhile, right outside Adam's place, Youssef and his crew are getting ready to take him down. Just in the nick of time, Mona shows up. She tries to act chill, like she just wants to borrow a lighter, but then bam, she takes a shot. However, things go south when Mona gets hit in the neck. Before she fades out, she warns Adam that his secret's out. Hearing this, Adam said he wants to find Pee-wee now. Soon after, Adam zooms over to this old hospital building where he thinks he'll find Mokhtar and Pee-wee. Without wasting a second, he takes a shot at Mokhtar's leg. But plot twist. Mokhtar's not the bad guy everyone thinks he is. He was invited to France by the bigwigs, but then Marconette and Kruger made him out to be this radical. It was all a play for money and power by the French government. And the real kicker is Mokhtar's just there waiting for his daughter to get surgery. She was hurt by some French troops earlier. So, after hearing Mokhtar's side of the story, Adam starts to feel for the guy and even lets him be with his daughter. But then, out of nowhere, Kruger's crew shows up, and without thinking twice, they shoot Mokhtar. Then, things go wild, and Adam is caught in a crossfire with his own team. There he decides to have Pee-wee's back since he's innocent in all this. They both make a plan to get Mokhtar's kid out of there safely. While Adam draws their attention, Pee-wee sneaks the kid into an ambulance, and they all make a break for it. On another note, Victor does the unthinkable. He kills his own wife. And as if that wasn't enough, Kruger finishes off Victor too. Seeing that, Marconette's freaking out because the secret about him being pals with Mokhtar is out in the open. Fortunately, Pee-wee and the kid manage to slip out of France. In the end, Kruger is on Helene's tail. At that time, he's got orders to wipe out all of Victor's family, which means both Helene and Jonathan are in danger. But then, Adam comes to save them, and he makes sure Kruger won't be hurting anyone else. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is never trust anyone with a simple name like Pee-wee when you're involved in international bad business, even when he's your cousin.